Hi, I found this online. Let's talk about it. So, I want to, first of all, say thank you to all of you. You're so amazing, always. Um, and I'm really starting to put together Contextually Human that's going to be launching on Patreon at the end of the year. And so, this is my practice. I'm practicing with all of you and I love it so much. I saw this on Facebook, and I don't know I don't know what company or what page or what creator made it. I feel like I've been seeing this around for a couple of years now. I feel like we've all seen it. It just kind of rotates. Um, this is horrible advice. 3 times master certified life coach right here. Let's break all these down and explain why this probably isn't it. First of all, signs of a high vibration person. That makes sense. Human beings, biologically, we exist off energy. We exist, even our neurons, neuron to neuron. When you are dehydrated and you can't think about a dry brain. What does electricity go through more quickly? Water, right? Because water is an excellent conductor. The more hydrated you are, the quicker you can think. So, when it comes to saying that someone is going to put off different energy levels, as we're all biologically a little different as humans, that makes perfect sense. And you know what? It seems hippy dippy and spiritual, but I actually wouldn't mind learning about the whole aura thing as well. Maybe people can see things that other people can't see. Who are we to say that, who am I to say that you're not seeing what you're seeing from inside of myself? That doesn't make any sense. I think we all have a lot to learn from each other, but even on a scientific playing field, the fact that we're always putting off vibrations absolutely makes sense. Energetic vibrations absolutely makes sense because we are energy as humans. Anything alive is energy. It's what we're made of. It's beautiful. So that part I like. High vibration, low vibration, whatever. We're all going to vibrate a little differently, right? Cool. Now let's talk about this list, guys. Let's talk about it. Number 1, animals feel safe in your presence. Okay. Well, first of all, if we are talking about a domesticated animal, then usually that animal is going to act. Animals are even more heavily behaviorally conditioned than humans are. That animal is going to usually act the way it has been raised. When not every time, of course, because dogs are just as different from dog to dog as humans are from human to human, but majoritively, if a dog's going to bite a person, it's because a person harmed that dog when it was a puppy. It's so frustrating. People blame just the wrong end of the leash. These guys back here are very safe for humans. They're just not safe for other animals. And I don't know why. I didn't know they didn't like other dogs other than each other until we were homeless. I had no idea. I wonder if maybe they don't know that their dogs also, because they're great with people. They would never, ever, ever, ever harm a human. And Kobe even gets afraid. But when it comes to animals, they're like, oh, that's lunch for sure. Another dog or cat. Mm-mm. So they hang out. One of the reasons why they hang out in here with me so much. But as you can tell, they're not in any duress. They get lots of love. They love people love. Okay. Oh, and when it comes to wild animals, if you see a wild animal that's coming up to you, it might be coming up to you because it's sick with any number of viruses. They carry bacteria, parasites. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Mm-mm. If you come across a wild animal that looks as if it is in an unsafe place where it does not belong, or you feel threatened, you know, probably just call animal control and let the professionals handle it. Unless you have specific um practice in handling that kind of like, okay, so last year we had snakes in the pond and Eric went out there and it was crazy too. I saw the whole thing. I was expecting to pull out like one snake. The fish were just going missing. And then one day I was out there because I like to sit out there and watch, I like being outside. Um, and I saw little snakes. I still have pictures of it too. So Eric moved like a couple of rocks the next day and went to pull it out to get the snakes out so they stopped eating all of our fish. And it was a ball. There was like, he went like this and pulled out like 5 snakes out of the ground. And they were all just in a ball with each other. I've never seen anything like it. My mouth must have dropped all the way to the ground. I was like, we ended up relocating the snakes to another part of Virginia Beach so they wouldn't keep eating the koi. But they are safe. Nothing bad happened to them. They were safely relocated. And we haven't seen any since, and all the fish are still there. So that was good. But Eric has experience handling snakes, like extended experience handling snakes. So that was kind of an exception. But if you don't work for animal control and you see something wild, even if it's cute, I know I'm bleeding heart too. But you could be putting yourself in a lot of danger or maybe even the animal. That is a good way to being a brand new owner of a fresh set of rabies shots deer. Don't touch it. Just don't touch it. It's okay. It'll be fine. 2, people stare at you in public. Okay. Outside of wearing like a pink tracksuit at a funeral, if you think everyone is staring at you in public, one, that could be a sign of an underlying anxiety disorder that may need to be addressed. But it's almost always definitely in your own head. We are all in here. We're all in ourselves looking out, if that makes sense. There are times when we are feeling things, a lot of times as human beings, that the world cannot see. So just remember that just because you're feeling like everyone is staring at you, that doesn't mean they are. Also, as human beings, we tend to magnify our own flaws far more extensively than other people do in our flaws. We don't even realize it. Oh, or you have something in your teeth. Check your shoe to make sure there's no toilet paper stuck on the bottom of it. Make sure your underwear aren't hanging out. I mean, if there might be a reason they're staring at you, you check your zipper, just make sure. But if you're good, they're probably not. They're probably not. Just go about your business. They'll be okay. Don't mind them. Don't let them mind you. Right. 3, random strangers love to come to you and talk and tell you their life stories. Stranger danger is still a thing, even as an adult. So be real careful when talking to random strangers in the first place. I worry about y'all in those dating apps. I see, oh my goodness. And it just seems like it's getting worse. But maybe you are a particularly disarming person. I'm a pretty disarming person. People do tend to tell me a lot of stuff, even if I don't ask. But also I was a life coach and cognitive behavioral therapist, so it makes sense in my context is everything. Context is everything. 4, you can, this was my favorite. You can feel the energy of a room shift when you walk in. How does that even make sense? If you weren't in the room a minute ago, how do you know that the energy shifted if you can't feel it? You weren't in that room because before you weren't in it and now you are in it. So how would you know what it was like before if you weren't in it? Unless you're walking into a room that you know everybody isn't super into you and they were probably just talking a whole bunch of shit. Then maybe sometimes. If someone tells you this about yourself, be very wary because they're probably either A, trying to get in your pants, or B, on the other end of the spectrum, trying to really hurt your feelings. We are not, our egos can fill up a whole room, but the truth is, we're not as special as we think we are. Hardly ever. That goes for everyone. You weren't in the room. How do you know the energy shifted? Did your energy shift? Because then that makes number 4 a different statement. If your energy shifts when you walk into a room, then you should evaluate that. And did it shift in a good way or a bad way? If it shifted in a good way, maybe walk in more rooms like that more often, right? If it shifted in a bad way, act accordingly in the future. Maybe walk in those rooms less, right? Seems very easy. But, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen because we all have vibes, we all have auras, or not auras, but we all have our personalities. I tend to have a big personality. And we've all been in situations where someone has walked in the room and it has shifted the entire energy of the room. That happens in homes, it happens in rooms all the time. One person can shift the energy in a room. That I'm not saying that doesn't happen. What I'm saying is to just assume that you did that and that you caused it is a little much. It's a little egotistical because a lot of things can shift energy in a room. Or unless maybe you know, like I said, you already knew. You know you're walking into a room where no one's a fan. We've all been there. You irritate, okay, number 5, you irritate toxic people just by being your true, authentic self. Newsflash. If you are going to be your true, authentic self, which is totally fine, and I absolutely encourage everyone to do it, context dependent, as far as propriety goes and where you're at, let's stick with normal, societal norms. But as long as you're not hurting anybody, be your true and authentic self. Weird it up. Let your weird flag fly. That's fine. Why not? I'm super weird. I get it. But know this. Everyone is going to irritate toxic people and non-toxic people and all the people in between. Because as human beings, it is categorically, unequivocally, absolutely 100% unrealistic, impossible for us to please every other human being. Even Mother Teresa had her detractors. Okay? Human beings don't work that way. Not everyone's going to like you. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone is not going to like you. I mean, unless you just hang out in your house your entire life and only see however many people live in your house. But in any kind of normal situation or lifespan, no, you're going to piss some people off. Here's the thing. Pleasing everyone. Can't do it. Don't try. You will be breaking your own heart if you do that because it's never going to work. It's never going to happen. It doesn't matter how virtuous you are. It doesn't matter how noble your cause. Not everyone's going to like you because human beings don't work that way. Okay. Pleasing everyone is impossible. Pissing everyone off at the same time, however, is kind of a piece of cake. So I just don't like this list. This list reminds me of horoscopes. Horoscopes are written to be ridiculously vague so people can make them mean whatever the hell they want, right? And we love that. We love that because we can apply it to ourselves. This isn't it. I do think we should all be feeling our own vibrations and others, and also being our authentic self, because that's what's going to create peace in here, right? If you want peace, if you want a type of peace that nobody can ever take from you, you have to build it all on your own. Which is why being your authentic self is important. And we will continue to stay grateful for all of our blessings, for bringing us what? Peace. And every single one of our challenges, for bringing us strength. They're all equally important. But just remember, it's not always all about us, even though we really want to think it is. Human to human. That's just Jamie saying that to you. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Go buy some merch. Don't wear the selections with profanity to church, please. Do not embarrass your grandma and granddaddy on me. Don't bring me into your beef with God. I'm good. I got my own questions for him. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And thank you just for all of the kind words and all of the support and everything else with the nastier of life. And go check out my channels. We will stand together. And I hope everyone has a beautiful Monday. Bye, guys.